Hello, this is David, and welcome to Equity Story. Yeah, just as we were saying really yesterday, we're I suppose just waiting to see what the Fed say tonight, and that will give us some direction where our markets might go in the short term. I think what we should do is just look through some of the stocks, and I think the recent trends we put on at the moment, without exciting, are starting to work their way up, and I think. You can see that definitely with Magellan sort of starting to work its way up and starting to look quite good. And hopefully she can start moving a little bit higher so we can start making some money out of her. And I think the other trends we put on are starting to look pretty good as well. What I thought I'd do today is just have a look at some stocks a little bit sort of outside the 200. I think stocks, ones that maybe we haven't looked at before, but stocks that we could be looking at in maybe in the next month, and stocks that have developed some really good trends. And I think one of those I'd like to point out, and again, it's sort of pulled back recently around sort of January, but a lot of stocks have that ran really hard, and this has followed a very similar pattern to stocks like Blue Sky and PME, but certainly AMA Group is certainly looking very good, and from really sort of 30 cents where it was just before say December 2014, it really has had a pretty impressive run up as high as $1.10, and sort of come back here, and it's just holding on these sort of long-term moving averages. And again, I think it's got that little buy signal, and hopefully she could go up and have another move. This is one of the stocks actually we're going to have a look at as a 3-year growth story. It's not on yet. It's in a whole heap of stocks we're looking at, but this could be potentially quite an interesting story. Another one of those is BWX. Again, equity story. We get pretty excited when we see those sort of charts. That is pretty steep. So if you take it to a short-term chart, again, it looks very good. And again, what BWX is, it has natural soaps, starting to sell them in the China market, where obviously potentially I think the market is saying, could these be potentially another sort of Blackmores or Bellamy's? I don't think it's quite got that potential, but again, it's on our radar, and we're certainly having a look at it, and I think over time it will be a strong story. And I think any of these stories that are taking their products into China, I think over the next 5, 6, 7 years are going to do very well. Another stock, I think, again, Collins Foods. Again, this has been an absolutely stunning trend. Again, behaved like a lot of the really bullish trends have, coming back obviously the last few months, and just having a really nice support around this $4.50 level. And again, I think if you can start turning up around these sort of levels, again, could be a great stock to start making some money in. As obviously ACX, again, fantastic looking trend. Had this little dip back like a lot of stocks have, and it's come back really quickly, and looks really very bullish. Another company having a look at. So I don't want to run through these too fast. This is only just listed, this IEL. Again, I think it's an education company, and looks like it's on track to deliver the earnings they forecast in the prospectus. And again, it looks very good. SIQ is another one. Again, we just Smart Group. We just love these sort of charts. I think it's just absolutely excellent. That looks very strong. It's exactly the sort of patterns we're looking for, and again, looks very good. As does SLK. Again, C-Link. Again, it's looking like a great story, and we just these sort of charts going up, for us that means making money. We see money signs when we see these sort of charts, and again, we're having a good look into this one as well, and potentially a few of these stocks we're looking at now could be quite good trends to run in the near future. Rural Funds, RFF. Again, this company, they've got their almonds and they've got into cattle and land and and vineyards. I think it's a great company to play the China story. I think their assets are worth at least $1.18 a share, and I think this potentially again looks really good. And it's just had a little buy signal and it's gone through it really nicely, hitting all-time highs. More likely than not, over next week this stock is going a lot higher. And another one, just have a look at quickly. We've talked about this one a few times. Is Speedcast. Again, right on a little buy signal. This one looks very, very, very strong. So there's some interesting little chart patterns I think I'd bring to your attention. Tomorrow, we are coming out with a brand new 3-year growth story. I won't reveal it now, but it'll be all sent to the members tomorrow. And I think we've shown you some pretty interesting stories there. We believe this one we're putting out tomorrow is better than those at the moment, and we think we could have a really good little run up. It's a 3-year growth story. We believe over the next 3 years this story could have a really strong little run up. I'd just like to bring just for you to go attention. This was it's a code. The code is PNV, and this is a company called Novo. And the FDA have just passed its how do you say its medical device to basically if you've got big cuts and big burns, it has like a sort of foam system it puts over the skin, and potentially this company is going into $1 billion market, and it's got a great product. And if you're not too squeamish, if you're squeamish, look away now, and I wouldn't look what I'm about to show you, but I think it's quite interesting when you see what this just get this screen really big so see what this company does, because I think it's very really impressive. So you can see they've invented this sort of foam. This will close the wound up, and now this is where it gets a bit squeamish, guys, but you know someone's, I don't know what, that big shark or something bit of a hole in his arm, and again look at what this product's done. This is fantastic. That's absolutely this is obviously a wonderful product, and this is the different systems they use now, where you see they're not quite as good. You can see the guy's sort of tendon through the skin. I think this foam thing works really well, and again he's been able to move his tendons really freely. Again, I think a fantastic system. And again, this is obviously an arm that's been burnt really badly. I'll sort of go through this pretty quickly. And again, they put this get this sort of skin graft with this foam on. Again, it has a little bit of a, when it's started to heal, like a little bit of a diamond effect, but that eventually wears away, and your arm goes back to normal. So I think this company potentially could be a great owner. We are sort of running the mill over it at the moment, and this was brought to us by one of our members. And I often say Equity Story, the best thing about Equity Story is our members, and it gives us a lot of eyes out there in the market, and hopefully no story escapes our reach. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for listening to Equity Story, and I look forward to bringing this report tomorrow night. Good night.